This is a quick update on the status bar development. So this has a number of fields. The first field is the refresh time. That is taken from the server. It is set in config.ini and it's a static time. It doesn't count down. And good practice is just before you call up a radio station, give it a quick sync and make sure that it's still online. That's because obviously even during the refresh period someone might disappear. Also in here we have the range. Notice it's set to 1,000 nautical miles. You can set that default in config.ini and change on the fly, and this will then reflect what that refresh period is. The last piece is something that's been asked for a while. This basically gives you a visual representation of what your COM1 and COM2 active and standbys. So at the moment I'm sitting at Stuttgart. I've got the ATIS and tower in primary COM1 and standby COM1. If I was to want to get something like Langen radar on COM1, I can click on there and you notice it did updates. So we'll go back and have the ATIS back on there for a moment, and you'll notice my COM2, if I wanted to put I've got my strict on COM2 at the moment. Let's say I wanted to put Unicom on COM2, I can click on there and make that COM2 active, and you'll notice it now says that that's Unicom. It also does some reverse lookups from where the radio is tuned to. Now there are some issues with that I've found, and those are typically when you have two frequencies being shared by controllers at different places, and obviously I picked the first one that's there, so you may sometimes see a little bit of a clash. But the most important thing is that I can go over here to COM2, let's say COM1, and I finish with ATIS, want to go across the tower. I do the transfer as part of my workflow. Now there's a delay here because there's a polling going on every 10 seconds, and you'll see in a second that will flick over, and there you go, you've got tower on COM1 and ATIS COM2, and you confirm that on the radios themselves. Similarly, if I want to go and put in a static frequency, so let's go for 725 and enter that, you'll notice that this again, and it gives me the update here on the radio.